Do you not think that we're limiting ourselves by saying men's sports, women's sports, when we now know that there's so many more genders?
So I'm really going to dissatisfy you right now.
Well, you don't know what I'm looking for, though, so you can't.
I do.
They came out with the filter that gives you pronouns, and I feel like I'm going to get misgendered, so let's go.
I can't wait to see how this turns out. Like, I knew it was a possibility, but like, why?
I know you're looking for something other than what I'm going to say, and that is a very important question and a very difficult question, but it's a separate question. The question we're talking about is, given how sport is currently structured, should we include trans women and intersex women in women's sport? And my answer to that is a clear yes. If you want to say, should we revisit how we structure all of sport? I would say, yeah, we should do that. But if your only reason for doing that is because you can't just accept trans women or women, that's a problem I got with you.
So basically, you only want to be a girl or participate in women's sports because you're able to participate with women. So it's not about the sports. It's never about the sports. The sports is irrelevant. It's about you want to the privilege of a woman, even though you're not a woman. So if trans women are women, you get me? So this is what you have to automatically believe. You have to believe this. Trans women are women. You have to believe this. Okay, this is your belief. Before you believe anything else, you have to believe that trans women are women. You get me? And there is no or unfair treatment or something like that. You have to believe that automatically before you believe anything that this person says. You get what I'm saying? But we don't believe that. Trans women are not women. Y'all deserve your own separate category. You should not be in that. But see, they don't want that. You get me? Because that won't put them around women. You get me? They want to be around women. They want to be treated like women, even though they're not. You get me? So it's not about being trans. It's not about sports. No, it's about you just want the privilege of being a woman.
They're like, oh, we respect Leah as a woman, as a trans woman, whatever. We respect her identity. We just don't think it's fair. You can't really have that sort of half support where you're like, oh, I respect her as a woman here, but not here. They're using the guise of feminism to sort of push transphobic beliefs.
So one of the things that I've noticed is the get there first policy. Well, they're using the guise of feminism to push homophobia. You get me? They don't care about women. They're just using women to get rid of trans people. That's it. So see how they get there first? That's the get there first policy. That means that if I get there first and say something about you doing it, then nobody ever think that I'm doing it. That's what y'all doing. Y'all doing the same thing. You get me? Well, they're using the guise of feminism to push the whole trans narrative. See how that works in both ways? It was like the same with that lady was like, you're trying to use women as a smokescreen. You get me? She said you're using women as a smokescreen. Aren't you doing the same thing? You get what I'm saying? Like let's take women out of the equation. So who am I talking to? Because I'm talking to a man. I'm talking to a man. You're a man. Without women backing you, that trans ideology will not hold with other men. You use the guise of women to push yourself in female positions. And we can't say nothing because women are around you. You do the same. That's you. You get me? But they get there first. Well, they're using a guy. They're trying to use feminism to get trans people out. Well, y'all are using feminism to get trans people in. You get what I'm saying? It's the same thing.
I think a lot of people in that camp sort of carry an implicit bias against trans people, but don't want to, I guess, fully manifest or speak that out. And so they try to just play it off as this sort of half support.
Yeah, me too. No, it's like y'all so fake. Like in New Zealand. Watch this Prime Minister of New Zealand when they ask him this question.
Sean.
I just wanted to ask you, given comments by Keir Starmer in Britain, how does this government define a woman?
honest, Sean, that question's come slightly out of left field for me.
Boys are boys from the beginning. If you were born a boy, you stay a boy. Girls are girls right from the start. If you were born a girl, you stay a girl and grow up to be a lady.
That's how I live,
Biology, sex, gender. People define themselves. People define their own genders.
That is not true.
Genius.
Keir Starmer has
Sound like one of them damn
99.9% of women do not have penises. And I know it's a strange thing for him to say, but given recent events in New Zealand, I'd ask again, how do you define what a woman is?
Well, I think as I've just indicated, I wasn't expecting that question, so it's not something that I've, pre-formulated an answer on. But in terms of gender identity, I think people define their gender identity for themselves.
That's self-identification.
Yes.
What about, if you like, an official or a wider societal sense?
Well, again, I think we have rules in place now. If someone wants to change their gender on their birth certificate, for example, there's a process that they go through.
You know what a woman is? You're a woman.
Are there Olympics in your future?
It's been a goal of mine to swim at Olympic trials for a very long time, and I would love to see that through.
FINA now considering creating a separate group for trans athletes, calling it a, quote, open competition category. But allies and activists like Skylar Baylor, the first openly transgender NCAA Division I swimmer, calling the decision exclusive and transphobic.
So when I think about the word transphobic, you get me? I don't really like that. That's transphobic. That's racism. You give xenophobia and all these other words like that, bro. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. We done already explained that we're not scared of trans people. You get what I'm saying? So saying something is homophobic is their way of trying to make it go away. Oh, it's homophobic. It's racism. Therefore, you should not talk about it. No, we're going to talk about it. And you're going to feel whatever the fuck you want to feel. Fuck you. You get me? If you feel out, I'm scared of you, whatever. But we go figure this out one way or another. You're not going to walk away from this conversation just because you say trans or homophobic or xenophobic or something like that, bro. We done with all them bullshit ass words. Fuck you and your feelings. That's the way I feel. I don't know what y'all feel, but those feelings are going to be the death of a lot of y'all. You get what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying.
In order to exclude the trans women, you have to police all women's bodies. And that will lead to the destruction of the women's category. Trans women are not a threat to women's sports. Transphobia is.
This morning, Thomas speaking out about the decision, telling ABC News in a statement, the new FINA release is deeply upsetting. It is discriminatory and will only serve to harm all women.
All women. No, it won't. We've been on this earth for so long. We've been through this for so long. Trans people are so new. It won't all women. They need to go back to wherever the hell they came from and let regular people continue living our lives. What is this change? All women. You're not a woman. You get what I'm saying? But you would have to agree on that. They love to talk in riddles like that. You get me? It's like you grin, you in. You get what I'm saying? It's going to be detrimental for all women. Now you have to stop them right there. Okay, sir, we're talking about these are women. Those are trans women. I'm going to need you to draw the line, the distinctive line between the two, because they're not all women. You get what I'm saying? But don't let them get you with that word play. Y'all need to pay attention to that fine print.
And how. You know, on the face of it, it seems simple, as you say. You know, if somebody identifies as a woman, if they're transgender, they can compete against women who are born biologically, and then if not, then not. But then there are many who would argue who are not transphobes. There are many who born biologically women who will say, but you have an unnatural advantage over me, and that makes the sport unfair. How do you respond to that?
Okay, pay close attention. Okay, you heard the question. You have an unfair advantage over me. Okay, how do we, work that? You get me? Now that was you heard the question. I'm gonna replay it again.
born biologically women who'll say, but you have an unnatural advantage over me, and that makes the sport unfair. How do you respond to that?
You hear the question, okay? Watch how this person answer it. They go disregard the question. They're going to make the question a question that they can answer, and they go run with that. Watch.
Yeah, there's lots of ways you can respond to that. So the first is the very language of you were born and I'm not biological somehow. Like, I don't think I'm a cyborg.
That's why I hate listening to these people talk. I was born this way. I'm not I don't think I'm a cyborg. No, you're a fucking man. You get what I'm saying? How did you do that? How did they do that? You get me? Watch. Finish listening. Finish listening. Watch.
So, like, this idea that, like, oh, you're not a biological woman. Well, I am a woman. That's a fact. Well, I am a woman. That's a fact. Well, I am a woman. That's a fact. Bullshit.
That's a fact. A fact. Now watch how they make them being a woman a fact. Watch the reasons behind it being a fact. Watch.
I am female, so all my identity records, my racing license, my medical records all say female.
God, son of a bitch!
A piece of fucking paper? That's it? No biological proof at all? Just a piece of fucking paper? My dental record says it because my doctor, I bought him. He pays, I pay him. The courts, I pay them too. Whatever. I got my name changed and everything, even though I still got a penis.
Right? And I'm pretty sure I'm made of biological stuff. So I'm a biological female as well. Right? And I'm pretty sure I'm made of biological stuff. So I'm a biological female as well.
You get what I'm saying? Where are we living at? Where are we at again? You get me? That's all I'm.
So this question of, do trans women have an advantage over cis women? We don't know.
Where are we living at? Where are we at again?
In fact, there's basically no published research on this question. However, there's good reason to think that there isn't. But I think it's irrelevant.
Bitch, fuck you!
Because we allow all kinds of competitive advantages within women's sport. So one example I'd love to talk about is the 2016 Rio Olympic women's high jump final. First place was over 6'3". 10th place was 5'5". So a 10.5-inch height difference between first and 10th at the Olympics in high jump.
Right.
And we call that fair.
We always say that the exception is not the rule. Okay? That's not the rule. The exception. Okay? You show me an example of some freak of nature. One freak of nature. A freak of nature. We get those. But freaks of nature did not change their gender. You get me? You're going to tell me about a woman who has an advantage over other women. So, still a woman. You get what I'm saying? How does that equate to you? You get me? Well, she's a woman. She has advantage. I'm a man and I have advantage. So that means we're equal. No, bitch.
Okay.
So the range of body types within the female category is way, way bigger than anything that could be attributed to trans women. So if there's an advantage, and I'm not saying that there is, for trans women in women's sport, it's not an unfair advantage. Bullshit. But also, we've been trying to compete at the highest level for decades. We've been allowed to compete for decades. And no one has won an elite world championship. No one has won an Olympic gold medal. This Tokyo Olympics was the first time trans women even qualified for the Olympics. So this idea that trans women are suddenly going to take over women's sport is an irrational fear of trans women, which is the dictionary definition of transphobia.
I told you. What did I tell you? Didn't I tell you?
What the fuck wrong with the nigga?
Look, son, did you see the rainbow? Wow. Do you know what it means? Gayness.